Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the post-mortem. Manchester United have just beaten Athletic Club at their ground 3-0 with a man sent off, which I'm telling you now, if there was anyone on the planet who predicted that, fair play to you, mate, because there wasn't no one in the comment section, there was no one in our WhatsApp group chat predicting that. I didn't see anything like that out there. So to come away with a 3-0 win over Bilbao, given the current form and the places that everyone's at, I mean, you'd have to fucking take that in it, Sam, in a heartbeat.
I mean, if you did predict that, I'd like the lottery numbers off you as well.
Absolutely.
Because Jesus Christ. Yeah, first few minutes, it was a bit shaky, wasn't it? It was a bit Ugarte all over the place, Dorgu, not that great. But as soon as that first goal went in, we just took the game, didn't we? Took control and just strolled it. And it was, I'm not going to say it was easy, but it seemed like it was pretty standard and pretty professional. I would have loved to have seen us get a fourth goal just to kill the tie off completely. Yeah. But you can't have everything, can you? You can't have everything. So, but I'm so happy with that. Yeah. So happy with that. Ahmad got some minutes. De Ligt got some minutes. Bruno got 2 goals. Casemiro looked like his old self. Clean sheet for Onana with a good save. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really happy with that.
Mate, me and Chivy, when we was in build-up, we were saying, like, we will absolutely take a 0-0 and a fucking, take it KJ, back to Old Trafford and see what happens. Take 3-0 now. You don't want to see it. You don't want to be like, it's done, the tie's done, because it's not. Because I agree with you. The one thing I kept saying towards like the 70th to the 90th, you've got to go and get that fourth now to completely kill the tie, because I think that does. 3, I think there's still something there where like it's a glimpse. But yeah, I mean 3-0, absolutely, so comfortable with that. I think we have to. Usually, I would go through a game kind of chronologically and all the chances and efforts. I've had that many beers, I can't remember what's gone on. But the 2 things I definitely do remember is the Hughes decision, Sam, which I definitely want to get your opinions on, and everyone else's who's in the chat. The red card. What was your initial reaction for the Højlund foul?
I was like, it was a penalty when I saw it. I was like, that's a pen. Okay. He's running forward and he's yanked him back. If he doesn't yank him back, he gets on the end of that ball and it probably ends up in the back of the net. So he denies a goal scoring opportunity. And when you're denying a goal scoring opportunity, it's a red card, isn't it? So like he's the letter of the law. He's a foul and he denied a goal scoring opportunity. So it's a red card. I don't understand why it took so long. Like it felt like about 20 minutes for him to make a decision. So I don't understand why it took that long. But for me, it was clear red card, clear penalty, like no arguments.
So we was debating this. There was 3 of us out watching the game, and 2 of them straight away was like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely a penalty." I was on the side of like, do you know what? When I've watched the Premier League, those kind of fouls don't get given. Not that it's not a penalty, because he has definitely pulled him down. But I've seen things like that in the Premier League where it's on corners or crosses or whatever it is where it's happened, and they've never give it. Like sometimes they're wrestling in the box and they'll bring them down and they'll never give it. So I thought, I don't think they'll give it, but I get why they would. And then when they did give it, I was like, okay, fair enough. And then the red card, I was like, that surprised me even more. I was like, a red card? But then, like you say, it is technically a goal-scoring opportunity, and he's pulled him back and stopped him from scoring. So, yeah, I don't know if I was in the minority with that, or I just thought it was interesting. Wasn't it?
I'm sure there was some debate online and debate from people and things like that, which I understand. Like, it's not like a thing where he's kicked him in the face and nobody can argue against it. Like you said, there's been moments in the Premier League where that's not given, but the standard in Europe's very different, isn't it? Like, their handball is different, their penalty threshold is different. So, for me, it was a penalty and fully deserved, so I'm taking it all day. But, I don't have anything against it. If it was given against us, I'd be annoyed, but I still wouldn't argue that it wasn't a penalty, because for me it was.
Now, this is where we get into the other bit. Harry Maguire.
Fucking hell.
was that when he's through on goal? I know he had a great game. I will speak about him individually, but when he's through on goal, is that a red card and it like sending off basically, do you think?
No, because he pulled his shirt first, didn't he? He was
interesting
yanking. Did you not see that?
I thought no. Well, I don't know. I can't remember much, but I remember seeing it initially, and I was like, I feel like that's a red.
Maguire's like thing with it, and then who's the player that he? Is it Naki Williams he's wrestling with?
I don't think. No, it's Begins with an M. I think it's a striker or it's one of the midfielders. I think
whoever it was, that guy was yanking his shirt right at the very beginning, and he takes off, and then Maguire gets him. So it's a bit of like they're giving it both ways. So for me, it's not foul. Like, it's not a thing. So yeah, I think the referee did really well tonight.
Did you?
I thought the referee was excellent.
I thought he was really against Bilbao, you know.
No,
I thought if I'm a fan of that stadium, I'm going mental. Absolutely
no, I
mental.
think there was pressure on him. Like, the whole stadium was going mad and stuff like that. And I think he did well not to bow to it, because I think referees we've seen in the past have bowed to it and gone, oh, they're getting on my back, I better give him a decision. He didn't do that. And I fair play to him. He played it down the line, and I'm happy with it.
I'm always happy to put my hands up and say I'll have to rewatch it back tomorrow and give a proper assessment, because I don't have a sober judgment in a minute. But just watching it, I just thought, as soon as Maguire brought him down, I thought, oh no, I thought we're going to go down a path here where I don't know at what point, I don't know if he was like 2 goals up then or 3 goals up. But when he goes down, I'm thinking that is a gateway for them to get back into this game straight away. So the fact that you go away from Bilbao with 3 goals is fucking incredible, man. Really, really is. And you don't want to say we're in the final, but bar an absolute major fuck up at Old Trafford, you would think it's a final. And also, Sam,
keep talking a second.
Yeah. And also, you think about Tottenham Hotspur as well tonight. Tottenham have beat Bodo Glimt. I know Bodo got 1 back, so there's a glimmer of hope for them. But I mean, Tottenham in the final, it's looking like at the minute anything can happen. Football is football. Yeah. But that's an interesting battle. Both teams desperate for that trophy and Champions League football.
Yeah. It does make it interesting. Bodo Glimt did score a goal at the end. Yeah. So that does make it a little bit interesting. They got go to the Arctic Circle and play them. Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see them play away. Obviously, we got to play away first and take it back to Old Trafford, which probably gives us a bit more of an advantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'd prefer Bodo Glimt in the final, if I'm honest. But at the minute, it's looking like it's probably going to be Spurs if we're looking at it right now.
Why do I fear Spurs? I fear Spurs
because they beat us 3 times this season. They beat us. So
really don't want to play them in the final, because I think actually up top quality wise, I think they've got some really, really good players and dangerous players that can hurt you. And when they're on it, I know they've been poor a lot during the season, and maybe I haven't watched them enough in the Premier League, but I just know they've got that capability to beat us, because they've shown it. Like you said, 3-4 times they beat us this season. So yeah, I mean, we're not there yet. We've got another leg, but Old Trafford should be very, very interesting.
Can we talk about Harry Maguire's Brazilian flair that he was doing down the side of the pitch?
Just mad, wasn't it? Mad. The moment where it's like, when he cut back, I thought, okay, Harry, play it back now, mate. Do it to Garnacho, someone more capable in those kind of areas. And he thought, you know what? I'm having another go at this kid. Brought it back to the byline, but really good crossing as well. And then was it Casemiro who scored from it?
Somebody nods it on. I can't remember nods it on, and then Casemiro
heads it in, doesn't he? Who as well, by the way, whilst we're on Casemiro, how good was he? Unbelievable.
Fantastic. Yeah, that Maguire thing, I was watching him go, and he did the dink, and I was like, oh, fuck off, Harry. And he did it again. I was just like, what is going on here? Why? Where's this come from? Mad. All of a sudden, puts an absolute bang of a crossing. And then, it ends up in the back of the net with Casemiro. Like I said, we'll talk on Casemiro, how class he was.
Unbelievable.
But how many times have we talked about Harry Maguire's sort of return to, like, the top thing? This guy, unbelievable this season. Like, he's up there. I think he could be up there, like, player of the season for us this season. The
Europa
return
League,
he's had.
Specifically, I would say.
I
think in Europa League has been so effective and so good. And in times like that, you need those kind of figures, those experienced heads to guide you through a game. And I think both of them did that. Casemiro and Maguire today was, both incredible. Lenny Yoro as well. I mean, I'll get to Yoro in a second, but Casemiro, just some stats for you here. So his numbers by tonight: 100% aerial duels won, 5 out of 5, 72 passes completed, 4 clearances, 4 tackles attempted, 3-1, 1 goal for Cas tonight.
That guy's he's just Europe seems to suit him, doesn't it? It just seems to suit him. Like,
more time on the ball, less intensity.
Yeah, his passing was on point today. Like there wasn't any straight passing. He didn't do any stupid tackles, which is always a good thing. And like you said, leadership led the team, was instructing people and telling people to move and stuff like that. Absolutely amazing. That was the Casemiro we saw when he came the first season. Yeah. That was the guy we saw. That's how good he is. And really glad to see it. I'm so glad to see it. Like Chivy said in the chat, senior players today, Bruno, Casemiro and Maguire were excellent. Absolutely excellent today.
There were things I'm going to pick at, and people might not like it, but I'll get into that in a minute. I just want to read a few comments out, and then we'll talk about it. Lamine Yamal who? Rafinha who? Harry Maguire on the wing. That's some random guy. Andy saying Ahmad's skills, how I've missed that. That guy, yeah. Instant impact in it as soon as Ahmad came on that right-hand side.
Just did that guy with the kick up and then flicked it over him and then was just in. I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ, if we needed him. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Welcome to hell, lads. If that's hell, then bring it on next game. Absolutely. Bilbao only conceded 10 goals at home this season. We rock up and score 3. United, rest of Europe. Imagine I've been crying for a game like that all season, winning comfortably and getting to make subs. Yeah. Mental. Finally seeing that £80 million winger from Leicester. There's so many comments. Please do smash the like on the video, by the way, if you enjoyed that performance. Danny saying frustrating, poor second half. Should have finished the tie off against 10 men, which I do agree with. And rested second leg players on yellow so they don't miss the final. We lack killers. Liverpool get 6-7 tonight and chill in second leg. Yeah, me and Sam, I think that's the main thing in it. Take away from that. Yeah. Like, maybe some people are, you're asking too much, 3-0. But in the context of the game, you should go and kill that tie, shouldn't you?
And also, we've got a history of blowing 2-3-0 leads in games, and we've done it before, and at Old Trafford as well. So I think with a 3-0, it's still, if they score the first goal when they come back, it makes it a bit sketchy. Whereas if you get 4 and you score the first goal, you've still got 3 goals and it's still cushioning, you're all right. So yeah, I think 4th goal would have been nice. We did have the opportunities. Mazraoui hit the bar, Casemiro hit the post. There was that Garnacho shot where Bruno cut it back as well. So we did have the opportunities. We just didn't take them, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm hoping that'll be enough so we can go to Old Trafford, keep it nice and tight. And they're going to have to come out and play. And hopefully we can just counter and kill it. And that'll be the end of it.
Hopefully. That's what it should be.
Hopefully.
We all know what this team is like, don't we? Yeah. Level drop from the Prem to this game was so apparent. United and Spurs 3-0, 3-1 up shows. Pure adrenaline is one hell of a weapon. Maguire a better winger than Sancho and Antony. And Andy's made it... Go on.
Antony scored an absolute banger. I don't know if you saw it online. Yeah,
I've seen it.
But his weak foot as well. His weak foot, by the way. Good. Absolutely ridiculous.
Money. Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah. That's what I see. Andy's made a comment there, and I absolutely agree. It was something that, when I mentioned I was going to nitpick something before, it was what I wanted to mention. Dorgu and Ugarte in the first half were crap.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ugarte was giving possession away just consistently. His touch was really bad. Dorgu was like, clearly he was told to go forward, but he just went forward and then didn't come back. Yeah. And was just like left Yoro to sort of deal with that and left him a bit exposed. For the first 20 minutes or so, I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" Terrible. And they had a couple of opportunities at ours and stuff, and I was like, "There was the Nico Williams header, wasn't there?" And he puts it over, and he probably should
big chance
in the back of the net. And then the Onana save as well. If one of those goes in, do our heads go down, and then they end up? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it was a bit shaky the first 20 minutes, but I think Ugarte came into the game after that, got 2 assists to be fair to him, and I think Dorgu was a
flick for Bruno.
It was magical,
incredible.
Magical.
Yeah,
and
really,
I think Dorgu were impressed really like late on, especially when he switched over to that right hand side. I thought he was really, really good. So yeah, they recovered. Luckily, they definitely recovered.
I really need to go back and watch it because I can't. I just remember that first 20 minutes and thinking at the time, my God, from watching. There's something that again that me and Chivy mentioned in the build up. From going from watching Barella, Vitinho, and these kind of players in the Champions League semi-finals, touching Ugarte and the ball, it is a major drop-off. And it's something that why, obviously, Luis Enrique didn't trust him, in certain games. And I think from a passing range ability, I don't think he's got enough in his locker. So if you're going to play Ugarte, I think you need someone alongside him who's really good on the ball. Otherwise, it's not going to work for me, personally.
I think that's why I said I think one of the priority positions, obviously the striker is, but I think a number 8 who could play next to him is clearly a position we need to look at. Obviously, Casemiro had a really good game, but he's obviously not the long-term future because he's in his 30s. He's on a massive wage. They might want to shift him on. So we need to look at replacing and getting somebody in next to Ugarte and helping him out in that role. Someone with physicality, ideally, that would be great.
Does that give you, when you watch a performance like that, because in Europe, right, it just seems a lot better. I mean, we're still unbeaten. We could technically go into the final unbeaten throughout, which is just crazy. So obviously there is something there. If you increase that physical profile and bring players in who are capable of dealing, like Cunha's, for example, capable of dealing with the Premier League intensity, do you see something there? Because I'm still getting people telling me they're like, I don't see it with Amorim. It's worse.
I think we've improved with that consistency in terms of what I'm seeing match to match. I think when you watched Ten Hag, it was just chaos every game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was no pattern. There was no
Nothing to
like,
identify with.
You were just like, I don't know what's going to happen here. We could either get battered 4-0 or we might win 3-2. I don't know what's going to happen. I think there's consistency in this team. I just think we're lacking certain characteristics or certain qualities that Amorim requires his team. Physicality is one of them. Finishing ability is another one. And there's a couple of like ball technical ability and stuff like that. Because this squad is just a hodgepodge of like Ten Hag players. There's a bit of Jose players still here. There's some Ollie players still here. It's not his team. And I think once he gets his head around that and he starts bringing, obviously we're identifying players now in Cunha, which you mentioned, physicality, played in the Premier League. We've not really bought from the Premier League in a long time, have we? We used to do that quite a lot under Fergie. Like Fergie would identify the best players in the Premier League and just go get him. Berbatov, Carrick, Louis Saha. They just
the only players we've bought from the Premier League is Mount and Maguire in the past 5 years. And then if you go to foreign talent, it's only Lukaku and Matic. That's it.
We arguably overpaid for both of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So Cunha at 62 million for a release clause, I think is a decent fee. So I think that's what we need to identify. I can see, I know XG isn't everything, and I know people have problems with XG, but if you look at the XG for the last, I think it's 5-6 games, I can't remember who put the stat out online. Our XG is higher than every team we've played. We've just not been able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah,
that's the thing. As soon as we start putting it in the back of the net, we'll start beating teams, and we'll turn those draws into wins. We'll turn some losses into draws, and things will start looking a lot better. But it's just about recruitment in the summer.
Yeah, next season's so massive in it, but Amorim's got to be a little bit excited now. Like, there's got to be something in it that thinks we could actually do this. Like, and it'd be such a huge, significant change for the club, wouldn't it? But bringing in, like, well, not bringing in, but being able to bring in certain players, because I think even your transfer philosophy changes, doesn't it? If you win, the Europa League,
amount of money you can spend, the players you can attract, everything
changes completely. But yeah, I want to put something on the screen. Rasmus Højlund's just put something out on Instagram, right? And he can put some funny captions at times. So he's just put a picture of him on in the stadium. And it says, I'll read it out, "First time a group of lads from Manchester leave Spain with a clean sheet."
Hey,
that's what he's put.
I like it.
Yeah, anyone can see that on the screen. But yeah, he was all right as well today, wasn't he? Rasmus, do you think?
Good touch.
Better overall. Good
touches. Somebody put a stat out. I can't remember again. Yeah, but it probably Statman Dave, to be honest with you, because that's where I get most of my shit from. But he said within the first 20 minutes, Højlund had 8 touches, which is what you want. You want the striker getting the ball as much as possible within the first few minutes. So, yeah, really neat touches. And it seems like he won the penalty as well. It seems like that goal has given him a little bit of confidence. Like, it's given him a little bit of, like, sort of oomph. So, yeah, I still don't think he's the long-term striker for United, but it was nice to see him improve for sure.
But it's a slight improvement if one wants to kind of cling on to that. We haven't spoken about Bruno Fernandes yet, actually, either.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know where to start with it, to be honest with you. 37 goal involvements this season, Sam. Again, incredible.
Can Roy Keane just slag him off every year? Can we do that? Because as soon as he slagged him off, he's just gone on a tear and just absolutely became the best. He's won like Player of the Month 2 months in a row.
Yeah.
His goal, like did you say every goal that we've scored in like the last thing is had him?
So there was a patch in the past couple of games where he's gone a little bit quiet, but that's kind of because we've been resting for Europa League, etc.
Yeah.
And he's still been creating shitloads of chances as well, by the way. But pretty much for the full year of 2025 so far, he's had a goal involvement in every single game. Close to it.
It's just mad. It's just mad. So anybody who's talking shit on him, who says he's not good enough or said he's not United standard, he's the only player in this team at the minute who's fucking pulling out United standard week in, week out. And we're reaping the benefits with it. Like, that penalty was pure class, by the way. What fucking just side-footed, goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Nice and easy. Like, never in doubt. And then the third was just, typical Bruno
finish.
goal, wasn't it? Just fucking rocket into the back of the net and you're good to go. So yeah, he is the most important player in this team in a minute. Like absolutely phenomenal. And he's leading. People say he's not a captain. He's leading by example at the minute.
Yeah.
You may not like his antics.
Scoring big games as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You may not like his antics or his whinging and stuff like that, but every game he's showing up, he's assisting or he's scoring.
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, I watched Ugarte in the semis last night, and I know it's Champions League.
I didn't even notice him. I didn't notice him.
Didn't fucking see him. And I tell you what, Arsenal right now in a heartbeat would take Bruno 17 goals and 18 assists.
Yeah.
It's incredible. He could end up on 20 goals and 20 assists in a season. Like, it's outrageous the numbers he's putting up.
As a midfielder.
The
strikers you don't get that number. Yeah. He's a midfielder.
Unbelievable. Simon Davis just joining us saying, I feel United could easily win this full contest. They have nothing to lose, in my opinion. I wish I had the same scope, but being a United fan, obviously, you know, as well, it's kind of like the trust element is difficult. Højlund got pulled for a 50-50 penalty. That's not enough for a United striker. We did little all else. He just isn't a threat and is too reactive instead of proactive, making runs. But again, it's all about context. Basing it on how he's performed this season, or let's say the past 4 or 5 games, in comparison to now, it's an improvement. If you're having a conversation,
it's a low bar. It's a low bar.
It's a very low bar. Very low bar. Yeah. Never ever put Bruno and Ødegaard in the same conversation. Bruno is absolute levels. He's the best 10 in the Premier League. Hard to disagree with in a minute. Yeah. Wow. I mean, Cole Palmer's not even scored a goal in 2025 so far.
He's just fallen off a cliff, hasn't he?
No idea.
Mad.
No idea.
It's just so
Ødegaard as well. I mean, like 3 or 4 assists since fucking April last year or something crazy. Like, none of them are putting numbers up like him.
De Bruyne can't stay fit. De Bruyne just can't stay fit.
He is the best 10 in the league right now. It's not even an argument. He is 100%. And out of anyone from the team, he's the one who deserves that trophy, Europa League trophy.
Yeah,
1,000,000%. Absolutely. So I just hope we can deliver it in. Because that's still, I know it's not a Premier League or a Champions League, but it's still quite a nice trophy to have in the cabinet. And yeah, obviously it's not getting any younger, is it? So
it's the trophy that, again, it's a European trophy. When he looks back on his achievements, it's a European trophy. So that's one. Also, the trophy that gets you into the Champions League, that's another one. And it's a trophy that possibly could help rebuild this team so he gets a shot at a Premier League or he gets a shot at a Champions League if we can bring in the right recruitment and stuff like that. So it's a significant trophy, whereas it might not be the biggest trophy. It's definitely a significant one.
With the players that are coming back now, and then we'll get into man of the match in a minute as well. Who's piecing up for you? Because I thought Shaw looked very competent. He seems to be getting his steps in now, which seems to be... I mean, Amarin's just spoken about him as well, saying that you could tell he's a top player. Everything he does is class and quality. Ahmad coming back as well. Yeah, we know
that about Shaw. It's just his injuries. That was the only issue.
Because he's been out for so long, you just completely forget.
There was a time, though, wasn't it? After the Euros, people would call him Roberto Carlos, and he was the best left back in Europe and stuff.
Yeah.
This is what he's capable of. He just couldn't stay fit. That was the issue.
Yeah. So we're piecing it together now. We've got De Ligt, who got some minutes today as well, came in. Looked decent. Shaw, Ahmad.
Yoro looks better every single game he plays.
Yoro.
Just gets better every game.
So good. I mean, I think he's 18, 19, whatever he is at the minute. He's just... He plays way ahead of his age where he's at. I'm really, really happy with him. But yeah, Ahmad, Shaw, all these players coming back now, you think if everyone's fit and available for the final, pretty much bar Alessandro, there's a lot more confidence from me there with those kind of players in the team.
And then you look at the bench as well, you've got options off the bench to come on and change a game. Whereas like a couple of games ago, you're looking at a bench and it's like Tyler Fredrickson, Camiston and Kakonki, and you're like, what do you do here? Like, who do you turn to here? I'm hoping when it comes to Brentford on Sunday, he just plays the kids. And we don't risk.
Well, he said Shido and Sekou are going to be playing in it, and a few.
I'd like to see that. Let's not risk people like Ahmad or people like De Ligt and stuff like that. Obviously, if you can bring him on towards the end and stuff and give him like some minutes in the legs, great. But let's just not risk players like that. Let's just like play people who deserve a start and deserve some minutes for the young players.
Well, let's discuss it because I think UTFR's raised the point there saying if Shaw's fit, he's going to start at left wing back. So right now, if everyone's fit, just take Lissandro out of the picture. Who are you starting in the final?
Yeah, Shaw's on left wing back. Euro
Yes.
and De Ligt.
Yeah.
Do we put Maguire in there?
But then it's like, well, who do you... Yeah, I think over Lindelof. Lindelof, by the way, we didn't mention, and I don't need to stand it a lot. He was shit. He was absolutely shit. He gave the ball away so many times. So, yeah, probably. I would put maybe Maguire central, do you think? And then
De Ligt's on the right, you're on the left. Yeah. And then, do you put Mazraoui at right wing back?
Ahmad.
I thought he had a good game. No,
Mazraoui, yeah, he was fine. He was okay. Just depends who you're playing up top. I like Ahmad as a wing back, so I would have Ahmad and Shaw as the wing backs personally.
We could put wing back. We put Ahmad at the wing back, and then it's Ugarte and Cass, or do we do Ugarte and Bruno? Or do you want Bruno further up?
I don't know. Really don't know. That's the one bit where I'd struggle with a little bit. It's weird because Mainu can't get into the team in a minute, can he? Which is worrying.
That's what I think. You could do Ugarte, Cass, and then maybe do Mainu, Bruno up top, but he's probably going to play Garnacho, isn't he?
Yeah,
like
he's going to play
Garnacho. Yeah. And then Højlund has to play because Xerxes not going to be fit, is he? Like he's done for the season.
He's done.
Which is a shame. It's a shame because I would like to see Xerxes. And then he just doesn't seem to want to start Mount, does he? Mount just not starting games at all, which
I thought he was tenacious when he came on, but
as he always does.
He always has yellow card, but I want more from him. I definitely want more from him.
I do.
He just seems like he is tenacious, and that's it at the moment. I want to see more of a goal threat and more of assist and eye of the needle kind of passes, that kind of stuff from him. But
he did try to do one. I remember late in the game, he turned on the spot and he tried to thread it in through to Højlund, and then a Athletic Club player slid it and took it out. But if he would have made it, it would have been an absolute on goal pass. So he is trying to do it. Yeah,
I don't know. All these players that we're discussing are all going to have an important moments, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, So they've just got to gear up for that final. And I think with the players that they've got, that final was set up to be so interesting, I know we're not in there yet. I know both teams, anything can happen. But if it is United Spurs in the final of the Europa League, for two teams that are, 15th and 17th in the league, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
And Spurs, who haven't won a trophy in how many years? Like 20 years?
They've never won a European trophy ever, have they?
No, but what was the last year? They won a League Cup in 2009,
10, I think.
9? Maybe. Yeah, so it's been a while. So, yeah. And we're winning this. We are on for another European trophy, and it's our shittest era ever. And we could have 2 European.
Won it with Jose, final with Ole, and a final with Amarin, pretty much. It's close.
That's mad, isn't it? That's mad. In our worst time in history, and we've got to 3 European finals potentially. We've won a Carabao Cup, a European Cup, and a FA Cup. That's mad, absolutely mad. Especially after the Premier League season we've had as well. Like that's insane.
It does not matter what period United are at in a season, they can still win finals and still win cups whenever. Just in our blood, doesn't matter.
That's why I. Even though we were nervous about Athletic Club and stuff like that, and we could have gone down, I still would have backed us to come back at Old Trafford because we do it all the time. We are the club that does this.
Yeah, we are.
And that Lyon game was just the purest example of it. Like that Lyon game was insanity.
Well, you think how important that is now, that comeback?
Yeah.
To put us in the final, basically, that's huge.
When they do the highlights package, that's there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the greatest games you'll ever see. Genuinely, man of the match.
Lionel Maguire, random guy.
Spot on. Who's your man of the match? Would you go for
Casemiro?
I agree. I was going to say Casemiro as well. I know Bruno got a couple of goals, but
I put a poll in the chat. It is equal between Bruno and Casemiro at the minute with 45% each. And then Maguire's got 10%. So, yeah.
I think Cass deserves it. To go from leave the football before the football leaves you to be putting in these kind of performances, I mean, you've got to be happy about that. Just to start on Bruno, just to give him his props, because we've said Casemiro is the man of the match. Bruno Fernandes is the first player in Europa League history to register 30 goal involvements in the knockout stages. He's done it in only 32 games. That's incredible. That is incredible.
I was just seeing another one. At home, Athletic Club, they've played 6, they've won 6, goals for 14, goals against 2 before we came there.
Mad. This is United, though, isn't it? It's such a whirlwind of an emotion of a club. Like, you just genuinely never ever know what's going to happen with it. And I suppose that's the beauty of football. But yeah, big up the lads. It really.
Here we go. Final quote from Bruno here. The manager and physio say I need to relax and rest, but I say no. When I die, I'll have a lot of time to lay down and rest.
Yeah. I'm with it. Absolutely.
Oh, I love this guy.
I do. Likewise. Really, really happy with the performance in general. I can't wait for the second leg and then the final. This is the one thing this is the one game I was looking at. I was like, I think we might struggle here, genuinely. It had a feeling to me of, do you know when England was playing Spain in the final?
Yeah.
It was like, it just seems like the
By
quality.
the way, Nico Williams just didn't show up today, did he?
He had the odd moment where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, but in general,
no.
I agree.
Which is weird because when he was playing with Yamal in the Spain team, he was unstoppable, but he just didn't. Yeah, just wasn't there, which is strange.
Bilbao, I thought Bilbao was going to turn up. Still waiting for him to turn up now. Yeah, 3-0. Yeah. Seems like it's done and dusted. Finally, Europa League on the horizon. Great.
I hope that referee's got armed security when he goes back to his hotel. He's going to fucking need it.
Well, my mate next to me said he was like, oh, these United players are going to struggle to get out of the stadium alive. And I was like, United players? The ref? Oh, my goodness me. It's going to be like, you know when Jose, it was in the Conference League, where he was waiting for that ref in the car park.
Oh, yeah, in the car park.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a couple of Bilbao fans now waiting outside that car park for him, because they were livid. Like, fucking doing all this in the crowd and all this. I don't care. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah. Enjoyed that review. I will give a much more thorough review tomorrow of the game when I can collect my thoughts. But right now, enjoy the moment, enjoy the time. Appreciate you all for tuning in and watching. Please do leave a like on the video for us before you head off. And bask in glory. It looks like Europa League final is en route. Lovely stuff.
I should have used that headline. Why don't you let me know that one? You had that in your back pocket.
I don't know what I said. What did I say?
Bask in glory. Why didn't you fucking tell me you had that one in your back pocket? I could have put that on the fucking headline.
I didn't realise till you just said it then. Like, bask in glory. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Sorry, too many beers.
Wasted.
Appreciate you all. Drop us a follow on socials.